Alrighty. What is going on, guys? It's Tazz here, and welcome back to another episode of the Legion Lounge Live, and yes, this is the way. I've got the Mando helmet on. So, I don't know if you guys can actually hear me through it, so I'll just take it off because, can't really do a whole stream like this with the helmet on, but just wanted to show this off because I thought it was really cool, so. Ugh. Take that helmet off. Throw it over there. Get the glasses back on. Get the headset back on. So what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Legion Lounge Live. I am joined by my two guests holding conspicuous objects. What is going on, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
Oh, man.
That's my stand.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed our nonsense there. I thought it was going to be fun. We've all got Star Wars memorabilia to show off. So if the intro wasn't telling you enough about what this is going to be about this week, of course we are going to be talking about the latest episode of The Mandalorian, Mando Season 2, Episode 3, which was Chapter 11? I want to say?
Yes.
Yeah, Chapter 11
Chapter
called
11.
The Higher-S.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, Reno.
Yeah, so we'll talk about Mando 203 and then move into some Black Ops Cold War stuff because that game just came out this week. Maybe touch on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I did make a full sort of first impressions review video on. Definitely suggest you guys go check that one out. That one took quite a bit of time for me to throw together, and any support on that video would be very, very much appreciated. But as always, I'm joined by my co-host and brother, Toxic Strike, as well as another member of the Toxic Legion, Toxic Crusader. So what is going on, guys? How's your day going? How's your week going? What are you ready to talk about?
I'm ready to talk about Mando, as well as Call of Duty, because those are two things I'm really excited for. Well, not excited for, but I'm really happy to talk about.
Yeah. What about you, Crusader?
Same thing like what Toxic Strike said. Mandalorian and the Cold War and everything else we got else to talk about in mind.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, so let's just kick things off. Mando 203. This, I know I keep saying it every week, this might be my favorite episode of the series so far. Major spoiler warning. I know I forgot that last week, but it wasn't a giant spoilery video, or a spoilery episode, so spoiler warning before we get into talking about it. We will go full on detailed spoilers on this episode, so if you have not watched it, go watch it. It's like 35 minutes. It is the best 35 minutes of your life this week. But yeah, this episode picks up right where we left off last week with Mando still on his little escort mission for the Frog Lady, bringing her to the planet that she needs to be on to meet up with her husband to bring the eggs and everything. So the Razor Crest kind of limps through space, gets to this water planet. I don't remember what it's called.
Mon Calamari.
Yeah, there are a lot of Mon Calamari there. There are a lot of
I'm just gonna assume that's Mon Calamari, but it's not.
It's not. Yeah, no, it's not Mon Cala or whatever. But a lot of Mon Calamari, a lot of fish people there.
Mm-hmm.
So they limp their way there. Mando's about to he's about to land. You think that it's all good, and then he falls in the water. They got to fish him out with the crane. That was pretty funny. And then you also had that the shipwright guy. He had this blue sweatshirt on, and everybody's comparing it to Chris Evans' Knives Out sweatshirt. Because it kind of looks like that, and everybody's like, oh, it looks the same as that. So I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, so they're on this planet. Mando brings the Frog Lady back to her husband. They reunite. You get this nice heartwarming scene with both of them, oh, we found each other, blah, 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 blah. That was great. Like we were talking about before the stream started, I think Frogman and Frog Lady relationship goals right there. But yeah, no, so mission successful. Frog Mom has all of her eggs and everything that Baby Yoda did not eat, and she's reunited with her husband, and they can go, do their thing. But we have Mando still on his mission to find other Mandalorians. So that brings us to a scene that I know you loved, Strike, where Baby Yoda and Mando sit down. Mando orders Baby Yoda some food, and like the freaking thing comes out and like attaches to Baby Yoda's face, and then Mando's just like, "Don't play with your food," and he like knifes it, which is pretty hilarious. But yeah, what do you guys think?
So actually, just to go off of something else, I don't know if you knew this, but the puppetry for who was it? For the Mon Calamari guy who was who's the shipmaster. That was actually done by the voice actor of Iden Versio, who is from Battlefront 2. I don't know her name. It's Janina Javinkar. I'm gonna assume. I hope.
Hopefully pronounced that correctly.
I hope I did.
I did see that. That is very interesting. I thought that was pretty cool. Nice little connection. That was kind of funny. Yeah, I did too.
It's something about her like just like doing like the nostrils or something. I don't know.
I think she did like the puppeteering for the nostrils of the dude. Like, I don't know. That's like
so
such a such a random credit, but like it's really cool.
It's hilarious. Though.
Yeah, it's
I hope that
great.
she actually maybe pops up in Mandalorian.
Yeah, I mean that would be good timing for Iden Versio to pop up, right? Yeah, that's literally perfect timing. So yeah, I don't know. Would she still be part of the Empire at this point?
She was no. She fought for the rebellion in the Battle of Jakku. Remember?
Oh no, you're right. So that was a really quick turnaround. That was like right. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that was a quick turnaround because it was literally right after Death Star 2 blew up, and then they kind of flip-flopped, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that the events of that game took place a lot closer together than I thought. No, I'm thinking of the DLC campaign mission, I guess, where it's like, Kylo Ren and stuff up to that point.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Did you not play that when it was like...
I never finished the story.
You did? Wait, you didn't?
No, I just saw people play it.
Oh man,
like, okay.
Dude, you gotta finish it at some point. Crusader, did you ever finish? Yeah, it is good. Did you ever finish the Battlefront 2 campaign?
Not necessarily. I probably played like the second mission, but I do really need to actually start finishing that because I was mostly like, I mean, I feel like the campaign is good. I haven't played it at all. I think the last time I played it was like a few months ago, but I was more into the multiplayer.
Yeah, same here. But like when the game first came out, I thought the campaign was probably the best part of it. Like the multiplayer
it was lacking.
Yeah, the multiplayer was in a really bad state when the game first came out, and the campaign was like miles ahead of where the multiplayer is. But like nowadays, with all the stuff that they added to the MP of that game, like it's really good.
I don't really even play the multiplayer. I just play the co-op missions.
Yeah.
And like whenever it's like the last like part on like Camino or whatever, and I'm a clone commando, and it's like having to like hold the line. It's crazy. It's great.
Yeah.
But back to Mando.
Yeah, back to Mando.
I think the beginning part was pretty good. I think as we were saying before last stream, we kind of could tell that this is going to be 2 episodes that are basically the same.
Yeah.
So if you're going to watch one episode, you always got to watch a second one, of course. But this one most definitely you have to.
Yeah, and like
from overall, I think it was just really good beginning. I think it was really good setting everything up. I didn't really have a good idea of where it was going to go, but I kind of had an idea of where it was going to go.
Yeah, so touching on that, like before this episode came out, I kind of had an idea of what I thought this episode was going to be about, because obviously we knew that Sasha Banks' character was going to show up, and like, she's just like mysterious hooded figure off in the distance that's like kind of watching Mando and Baby Yoda, and then eventually you get to, Mando, Baby Yoda going to look for other Mandalorians. They're on that boat, and then you're like, okay, things seem a little fishy to be to be a little tongue-in-cheek here. Things seem to be a little bit fishy. Then they kind of got betrayed by these dudes, knocked into the
we want your Beskar.
Yeah, we want your Beskar. Yeah, no, and like I had a little mini heart attack there because they just threw Baby Yoda into the little pit.
When Baby Yoda's got eaten by the well, not exactly eaten, but like when his like little cage,
when his pod, and it's like, and his pod is destroyed now, which is like now Mando's just got to carry him everywhere.
Yeah,
but I'd like to think that those pods are pretty common. You can just probably go to any store and pick one up.
Hey, I need a Baby Yoda sized pod.
It's like, what's a Baby Yoda-sized pod?
Yeah, just need a little baby pod. But no, so Baby Yoda gets thrown in there. Mando goes after him. Luckily, the pod closes up and protects Baby Yoda from getting eaten by this monster.
I mean, it did his job.
Yeah, it did its job for sure. Then, the pirates or whatever want the Beskar. And then we hear, like, the dopest music of all time, just like, and you're like, oh, okay, I know what's going on here. And then we have... then we have 3 members of... What did we decide that they're called? The Night Owls. Yeah.
Not the side, but I mean, they are called the Night Owls.
Yeah, the Night Owls. 3 members of the Night Owls come in, just like absolutely clean house. And we thought that the Mandos back on Navarro were cool, like another level here.
Yeah.
So they come in, clean house to this awesome music, pull Mando out. Then you have a nice little kind of a callback with Bo-Katan like reaching her hand out, and she's like, oh, grab my hand. It's kind of like the same thing from season 1 with the Mando that saves young Din Djarin. So I thought that was a nice little callback to that. So Bo-Katan saves Mando, and then he's like, yo, get the child. And then
got it.
I'm on it. Just dives in. You hear some gunshots, you see some like lights glowing or whatever, and then Sasha Banks' Mandalorian character comes out with Baby Yoda in the pod, rips off the door, and it's like, here you go, here's a little Baby Yoda. And I was like, oh, there you go, now I can rest easy. Baby Yoda is safe once again. But this scene was crazy, and then it went in the direction that I was definitely expecting. So they save Mando, and then all 3 of them take off their helmets. And then Din's like, wait a minute.
Where did you get that armor?
Like, Nani?
Like, wait a minute. You're not supposed to do that. And then even Baby Yoda looks up at him like,
it's like, who are these guys?
Who are these guys? I didn't know Mandalorians took their helmets off. He's like, you took your helmets off. You were not Mandalorian. And then they,
where did you get that armor?
Yeah, like, where did you get that armor? And then they look at him like, who is this guy? And then
he's one of them.
Yeah, the one dude's like, oh, he's one of them.
I forget his name. His name is like Axe something.
Yeah, the dude that doesn't really speak much, but like is just kind of stands there. And he's like, yeah, I'm cool.
Axe something. I forget his name.
I'm a cool Mandalorian. But yeah, so they're like, oh, he's one of them. And then we get Bo-Katan explaining, obviously, like, her armor's been in her family for generations, blah, 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 blah. She's an OG Mando, born and raised on Mandalore. Obviously, if you know the Clone Wars, then you know her sister, Duchess Satine, was the ruler of Mandalore at one point, and then in Rebels, Bo-Katan had the Darksaber and ruled over the people of Mandalore there. Obviously, the Darksaber is now in different hands, and that's kind of where Bo-Katan comes into this story. So it's not just like they randomly show up and cross paths because plot. It's like, they actually have sort of a common goal here.
Well, I mean, no, but I mean, also it's kind of, you have to think it's kind of random. I mean, yes, Mando was on a search for them, but I mean, you gotta think it's like out of all interesting how
out of all the Mandalorians in the galaxy that Mando could possibly bump into, he just so happens to bump into Bo-Katan, that we all know and love from Clone Wars and Rebels, who also has a connection to another Jedi that we all know and love. So,
Here's my other question. For the whole time, where were they? Like, where were Bo-Katan and the 2 other Mandalorians?
Were they
just like hanging on the side of the ship, just waiting?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Okay, guys, it's time to hop out and kick these guys' butts.
Yeah,
I don't know, because like from the scene, they had jetpacks and they were flying in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what are you like? So you're just like, I mean, are we just supposed to assume that like nobody could hear like the jetpacks above them?
Yeah,
I mean, of course, like later in the episode when they hop on the ship, it makes sense because it's a ship. So of course there's already engines going. But like, I mean, it's not like the jetpacks don't make noise.
Yeah, so I guess we could probably just assume that they were maybe just patrolling or whatever, and then they noticed a commotion and they're like, oh, we got to save them. Or
Sasha Banks was.
She was watching them when they got there, right? So then they most likely
I'm
just
saying,
followed.
Of course, they were following. Of course, they were following.
Okay, yeah.
Them, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, were they like patrolling from the sky, or were they just like hanging on the side, just waiting, and they just?
Oh
like,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
pulled
that's
like
true.
a-
Like,
pulled
how
like
did they
a-
just like hide?
Clone
Yeah,
Wars season 7 and just like
Or they were like, or they just got a tip from somebody that there was another Mandalorian.
yeah. I don't
Wandering
know.
around.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess it's
Well,
kind
no-
of just
well,
like
no, because they saw him literally like the moment that he came
right,
in.
exactly. Yeah,
Like, the moment that he stopped there
right.
on that port, Sasha Banks was already like watching him and just
yeah.
like, oh,
yeah.
we see you.
So I don't know. I probably
I
not-
really don't think that's that deep. It's
yeah,
really
we
not.
don't really need to look
Like-
that far into it. But so basically, main takeaway here: Din Djarin was raised by, what did Bo-Katan call it? The Children of the Watch.
No,
Yeah,
the
Children of the Watch.
child of the watch.
Yeah. So he's a child of the Watch, meaning a child of Death Watch.
Mhm.
And now,
Well, because this is a break off of Death Watch.
right, it's a
remember?
break off of Death Watch. Right, yeah, it's like a
Because
more radicalized.
So she was a part of Death Watch, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
During the time.
And then she
Yeah.
went on and created the Night Owls.
Mhm.
But yeah, so Din Djarin was raised in this sect of Death Watch members that like basically wanted to bring back the old ways of Mandalore, the whole "this is the way, wear your helmet 24/7, nobody can see you without your helmet" type of thing. And pretty much what we're led to believe here is that they're just like a crazy religious cult that
Yeah,
just
I mean,
like
if you're
that
trying to
are
go
not
off of,
really real Mandalorians, or like they are,
you're-
but they're just like just weird, I guess.
if you're gonna be going off of like old legends, the old like Mandalorians, like the original, I guess you could say the Children of the Death Watch.
Yeah.
The original ones were they had like these 6 codes. I know one of them is like you always have to wear like a piece of armor, and you have to speak like Mandalorian and stuff. If you go by that, because they used to be called like the Crusaders,
Mhm.
the Mandalorian Crusaders. So, I mean, they were baller. You know, they had like Mandalore the First and all that. But
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's legend, so they're probably going to be doing something completely different.
Mhm.
But I mean, kind of like how these Mandalorians are. They don't stay in one place for very long.
Right.
And they didn't actually like they called Mandalore their home, but they never stood in Mandalore that long.
Mhm.
They never lived on Mandalore. They kind of just were always conquering, and that was the
I was
kind
not
of
born
old
on Mandalore.
huh?
No, Din Djarin in the first season. I was not born on Mandalore.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't know,
So
but we'll
anyway,
have to see.
yeah. So anyway, big takeaway from this section. Obviously, Bo-Katan is here from Clone Wars and Rebels. Another rumored character and speculated character that we've all been waiting for to pop up on this show. And I have to say, they did such a good job translating her from Clone Wars and Rebels into live action. I think the armor was on point. The helmet especially looked amazing. Obviously, Katie Sackhoff, who voiced her in both versions in the series, Clone Wars and Rebels, also played her in live action. I thought that, just that all translated very well.
She looks a lot like her.
Yeah,
I mean, of course,
obviously
they
she
probably took
voices
her
her.
character based
Yeah,
off
like
of her, but
obviously she
still.
voices her, but I was like, wow, she really looks like her. Like they just
Yeah,
just
they-
ripped her straight from the animation and just like from here.
If you put like the costume side by side with the animation, it looks so good. But I mean, also
It
you have
looks
to
so
think
good,
now
yeah.
to do the computer generation that they do, they have to have every detail. So it probably is not that hard to realize, like, okay, she has like a scratch here or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? Especially when they went back through and did Clone Wars season 7, it probably helped
Yeah.
out a lot because they had to reprogram. Well, not reprogram, but they had to basically make a whole new, very well detailed version of her armor. You know?
Yeah, well, here, let's talk about that for a second. Like, the whole Mandalorian and Clone Wars connection now, with the fact that we had Clone Wars Season 7 at the beginning of this year, with Bo-Katan and this Mandalore arc and Darksaber, and now we have, and Ahsoka, obviously, like, being a big part of that as well, and then now, at the end of this year, we have Mandalorian Season 2, and Mando's on the look for other Mandalorians. He just so happens to bump into Bo-Katan, who obviously knows Ahsoka, and then later, obviously, in the episode, we have her point him in the direction of, hey, go find Ahsoka Tano. She can help you out with all this Force mumbo-jumbo.
With Baby
like,
Yoda.
It's crazy that they've been setting this up for like a year. More than a year, probably.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that, I'm not sure what happened first. Was it like, okay, we'll do Clone Wars Season 7 and we want to do the Siege of Mandalore arc? And that is what is going to, sort of set up what we want to do in Mandalorian Season 2? Or is it just a coincidence? I don't know.
I think it's just because Mandalore's cursed. I mean, think about it though. How much war and tragedy has happened?
Yeah, I mean, Din's
literally
not
their
wrong.
own people almost all their own people like almost destroyed the whole planet. They have to live in bubbles.
Yeah, he's
and
not
then
wrong.
On top of that, they got taken over by Maul. And then on top of that, they had the Siege of Mandalore, and basically right after that, they had the Purge of Mandalore.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, they're not in a good situation if you cannot tell already.
F's in the chat for Mandalore.
Mandalore is not in the best situation.
What do you think, Crusader?
Oh, what was it? I was paying attention. My bad.
No, you're good. Mandalore is cursed. Go.
Well, I don't think it would be cursed because even though the Mando was like, yeah, that place you shouldn't even go there because what I remember from the episode when they were talking about it, they thought the Empire like did something to it, and then Bo-Katan was like, nah, you don't really need to believe anything what the Empire says because the Empire is kind of like not there anymore, non-existent. So I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's not cursed. It's just like a myth. There's just like nobody there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like necessarily like 100% legitimately cursed. Like, crazy force Sith witches or something like the Dathomir witches or something like cursed the planet.
Oh my god, Dathomir witches are
but like
nasty.
I think I mean they've definitely had a string of bad luck. I guess we could just put it that way.
Probably, bad luck.
They've just kind of had a string of bad luck. But speaking of a string of bad luck, we have Mando kind of like angrily fly off like, you guys aren't real Mandos, peace out. Then he's like walking down the alleyway at night, and he should have known this was gonna happen, but more of these like
every alleyway he goes
down, like
what
do we even call, what are these guys with like the little tentacles on their face? I don't even know.
The Quarrens, whatever.
Yeah, something. Yeah, we'll go with that. So more of these guys.
The Quarrens with the octopus.
Yeah, so more of these guys pop out at Mando and Baby Yoda, and the one guy's like, "Oh, you killed my brother," and then somehow, Bo-Katan heard it, flies in.
Well, no, it makes sense because I mean, remember in season 1 of Mando,
oh no, you're right.
Straight up here through
you're
walls.
Right. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, so Bo-Katan hears it. Her and her posse come back in, and she's like, "Nah, I killed your brother," and she's go like, bang, 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 and it just like,
and they all dropped.
That was like
again,
5 seconds.
they
that.
all
and they just
dropped
everybody.
And I was like, dude, this is so.
I was
cool.
telling you this during the episode, and you can also see it more in the actual like ship scenes. Is you can tell that the Night Owls, they work together as like a team. They're like soldiers.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense because Bo-Katan, of course, fought in the Siege of Mandalore and was a part of the Death Watch and all that.
Yeah.
So of course she's a soldier, But at the same exact time, you can tell that these Night Owls are trained. And I'm not trying to hate on Din, but a lot better than Din. Din is a rogue.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he's definitely.
And, I mean, the he's a child of Death Watch. He's a child of the Watch. It's not like he's not trained in the way, but like,
right.
I mean, even if you see a lot of them that were fighting in like the one fight scene last season, which is literally the same, like the same time. It was episode 3. If you remember that, they were working together really well, but I mean, they weren't just like every shot that they took, like the Night Owls took, was a perfect shot. They did not miss.
Oh yeah.
Every shot.
Well, no,
hit.
I mean they're of course because like I said, they're a well-oiled machine, and Din is basically just kind of like a scrappy bounty hunter. Yeah. Like he's really good. He's good at what he does.
But also you can tell
there are people out there that are so much better.
You can also tell by their armor. I mean, if you look, Din's armor is literally like he was just finishing building it up.
Yeah, it's kind of just thrown together.
When you look at their armor, at least for Bo-Katan, her armor was in her family for generations. You know,
Right.
that armor had time to get perfected.
Mhm.
You know, and it's just, I don't know. You can tell it by their fighting style, you know, their armor, almost their everything, is they've had time to perfect it. And
Yeah.
I think that one of the issues that Din will learn with, and it's the same thing with Baby Yoda and all them, is that they'll learn with time that you don't have to go with the old ways. You know, with newer times, you have to adapt and overcome. I think that Din's going to realize, oh, maybe being a child of the Watch, you know, since that was the old ways, maybe it's time to change. You know, maybe it's time to do my own thing and be different. Same thing with Baby Yoda. You know, he used to be all Jedi and all this, and he's going to meet Ahsoka, and Ahsoka's going to be all like, you don't have to be a Jedi. You could just be whoever you want to be.
Sometimes the current way isn't always the way, and you might need to find a brand new way.
Basically.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Basically.
I don't know. I don't think Mando would actually like change his ways, because he's been taught, like he learned and taught like in that way, so he's used to it. And I don't think he would like really change in that, like, well, like, you know, with like Bo-Katan and her group, where they still do the creed and all that, like follow the creed, but they kind of like change it up a little bit to make it more, I don't know, more lenient. But I guess
a little
Mando
more modernized. I guess you
to
could
keep
say.
it like, you know, I guess very solid.
Yeah, like I don't think next episode we're gonna see Din just like take off his helmet all the time, and like I think it's gonna be a gradual thing that he is going to have to over time adapt to and be like, okay, maybe this old way isn't really how I should be acting. Maybe I should take a little bit more from Bo-Katan, from this newer outlook on what it means to be a Mandalorian. And this goes back to what we were talking about like with episode 1, is I think this whole season, while yes, it's Din trying to find other Mandalorians, trying to bring Baby Yoda back to his people, to bring him to the Jedi, bring him to Ahsoka now, I think it's also kind of a self-discovery journey, and kind of what does it mean to truly be a Mandalorian for Din. And I think he's going to find that it's obviously, there's a lot more to it than just wearing your Beskar armor and never taking your helmet off, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's kind of,
that's the one we'll have to see, though. You know, we'll have to see over time. We'll have to see also where he's at the end of the season, you know? Because if he might start working more with Bo-Katan and all them, because I mean, he still has that offer on the table.
Yeah, exactly. I hope so.
Also, my only question is, okay, this is forwarding in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So when they meet up in the diner and everything, and she's like, "Oh, let's go get a drink or something."
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're all up in the diner. They're chatting. She's like, "Do you even know anything about the Jedi?" I like how he actually knows that there's such thing as a Jedi. But I like how he never said anything about it. We never heard the word Jedi or anything like that. Anyway, that's not the point. They tell him the plan. He's like, sure, okay, we'll go ahead and do it. Gives Baby Yoda off to the frog people. You know, I was like, oh,
Stay
go ahead
here.
And watch him. I'm gonna go
Stay
do a
here.
mission.
Don't mind your manners. You know what I'm talking about. Baby Yoda
and
immediately goes.
When they actually get on the ship, I think it's kind of interesting. You know, the fight scenes, of course, are really cool. We were talking about how they are all kind of like soldiers, you know, and they just kind of like nod and they know what they're doing, you know. And Din is just kind of like following behind, like, sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's almost like, why did they even need him? Like,
that's what I was about to say. Why did they need him?
They're so proficient. Why did they even need Din?
And I think that it was less of a recruitment for that mission. I think it was more of they were trying to recruit him overall. Yeah,
I think they were I think they were testing him, you know? Is like, can he keep up with us? Can he exhibit traits of true Mandalorian. Yeah, like right at the end, like, or here, before we get to, I think probably my favorite scene in the episode, like right before the end of this little hallway thing, like he goes out there with like the little grenades or whatever, and he's just tanking all these shots, kind of like being a human shield and blocking for them, and kind of showing that true Mandalorian courage, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of his test. And that is where I think you saw Din kind of pass that test and kind of take that next step into becoming more of a true Mandalorian, you know?
Right.
And like
I think
that honor.
The scene before that where he basically Bo-Katan is like trash talking.
Oh
him.
yeah, diss track on the Mandalorian from featuring Bo-Katan. Yeah.
I think there's a purpose behind that, and I don't think that she just did it just to trash talk.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. It was like he's like, oh well, because they go on there, they're just trying to get the weapons, and then Bo-Katan's like, no, we're gonna commandeer this whole ship, and then Mando's like, well, no, you kind of changed the terms of the deal, and then she turns to him and she's like, this is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah, she's like in the most snarky comeback. She's like,
this is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah,
and then,
but I mean,
and then
I don't
Mando's
think that,
like,
I honestly don't think that Bo-Katan and all them. I don't think that they absolutely hate, the children of the Death Watch.
Oh yeah, no, they're just. I think they're just giving him a hard time
because I think that they want him on their side.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
But the thing is,
I think they're just giving him a hard time.
Of, is that something that Mando would do? I don't think that he's going to take the deal at all. I think he might still be friends with them. I think he might help them at some point, but it's just, I don't think Mando is the type of person to do like big old combat and all that.
Yeah, right now,
I think his main priority is going to be
that's in his character,
and that's it.
Yeah, Baby Yoda and doing solo contract with like a few like buddies of his, like Cara Dune and then so forth, but not like a solid group like Bo-Katan with like her clan. Well, she's like the last of her clan, but with her group. But Mando is always like a solo kind of guy. And he would usually ask for help when he needs it.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it would take a while for us to get to that point where Mando would join up with them. Like maybe after everything's done with Baby Yoda, like maybe like 3-4 seasons from now, however long Mando goes, like maybe that's the end, is that's the end. That's where Mando is supposed to end up, possibly, is as a part of the Night Owls with Bo-Katan and all of them, possibly as like a true, and then at that point he becomes like the truest form of a Mandalorian,
Yeah, but also,
until then, he's got a lot of growth to go through still. Like,
would Baby Yoda? Would he want to give up Baby Yoda to Ahsoka? And would Ahsoka even want Baby Yoda? Like, would Ahsoka?
Yeah, like, what does she?
Feel
okay. So
I'll just train him.
Yeah. So here at the end, So here, before we get to that, right? Obviously, at the end, Bo-Katan's like, go find Ahsoka Tano on this planet, whatever. I don't think it matters what the planet is. I feel like she said something about like Corvus. I don't even know, and then that made me think of, and then that made me think of Vader Immortal. But like, I don't even know. I don't think it has anything to do with it. But so anyway, she's like, okay, here's your next quest. Go find Ahsoka Tano. Bring Baby Yoda to her. She'll know what to do. Obviously, us Clone Wars fans freaked out. We're like, Ahsoka finally. Again, we also knew that was kind of a thing that was going to happen. We've been talking about it for months now.
Actually, if Mando is going to meet Ahsoka Tano, you know how in Star Wars Rebels, right? You know, when with
Rex,
Rex,
right.
and with how Star Wars Rebels and the Clone Wars is linked with the Mando, with Mandalorian. So is that a possible chance that we may or may not see Captain Rex in the next episode?
Okay, so here's my thing on that. I don't think that we're getting Ahsoka or any Rebels characters next episode, because the next episode, episode 4, is going to be directed by Carl Weathers. So that's most likely going to be the episode where he goes back to Navarro, makes a pit stop there, probably to get his ship fixed or something. He'll meet back up with Cara Dune and Grief Karga and stuff like that. That will be the next episode. And then it's episode 5 that I think is really where stuff's going to go down, because that is written and directed by Dave Filoni, who Rebels, Clone Wars fans will know as like the head honcho behind all that stuff, kind of George Lucas's protege. I guess you could say, on that. So yeah, I think episode 5 is where we're going to get those big Clone Wars and Rebels connections. And whether or not we see Rex or Sabine in conjunction with Ahsoka, I think that that's kind of still up in the air, but I definitely, at this point, would think it's higher up there on the likelihood of happening, now that we've had Bo-Katan, now that we've had Cobb Vanth in the first episode. All these rumors are coming true, so I would assume that if those were true, if the Ahsoka rumor was true, that we'll most likely see Rex, we'll most likely see Sabine with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, I think that would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Ahsoka's like, oh, I'm Ahsoka. This is Sabine Wren of Clan Wren and all this stuff, and he's like, I don't even know what half these clans are. I don't even think that he knows like any of the clans or anything like that.
Oh yeah,
I think that's a different level of.
Oh yeah, Din would definitely fail a Mandalorian history test.
Oh yeah, I think he also would have very like scared views on everything.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Yeah. He's definitely. He's very sheltered, very sheltered viewpoint. Well, I mean, because they all like lived underground, and like only one of them went up at a time. So yeah, I mean, like,
and also the other question is, how long was Mando up and about for? You know,
right? But also, how long was he trained in those ways, right? So like, he was found as a child. He was probably like 8, 9, 10, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably early to mid 30s, right? So he's been doing this for like most of his life. So he's basically been brainwashed kind of to think in this like very like narrow
kind of view.
Yeah, this like very narrow mindset on like what it means to be a Mandalorian and like, you know, the code and, you know, never take off your helmet or whatever. But like, I think it's gonna take a while for him to kind of unlearn what he has learned. You know,
unlearn the way and relearn the new way.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that's kind of going to be his progression from now on.
Yeah. I mean, also the other question is, when he does meet Ahsoka, like what else is there for him to do? Like my only question is, where is the show going to go?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, his whole point was, okay, I need to find his people. So is she going to try to push him in the direction of where, you know, where like Yoda's race is? Are we going to start figuring out Yoda's race?
I don't know. I think that she's going to push him possibly to becoming part of the bigger picture now, is because we still have Moff Gideon out there, and we had, thankfully, a little Moff Gideon hologram and stuff, and he was like, you know, long live the Empire, all that stuff. Bo-Katan is obviously looking for the Darksaber that Moff Gideon has. He took it from her, won it, something, he somehow got it. Bo-Katan doesn't have it anymore. And now Moff Gideon is the big bad, I guess you could say, for the season, but he's not really on Mando's radar at this point. The only person who he's kind of on their radar right now is Bo-Katan, right? So like, obviously Moff Gideon went after Mando at the end of last season, but it's kind of just like dealt with, he thinks, I feel like. So something's going to have to happen to bring Mando back in and want to actively go after Moff Gideon, I think. But I don't know. That's just me. What do you guys think?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I feel like, to be honest, I don't really know. I mean, what do you really think, Crusader?
Well, what Tazz said, it could go like two ways. Either Ahsoka will tell Mando where Baby Yoda's kind is, or Ahsoka is gonna probably teach Baby Yoda the ways of the Jedi, I guess. But I'm pretty sure Ahsoka is more like a neutral,
she's more like
Jedi.
She's a gray Jedi, but then also there's this whole debate on whether or not there really is such a thing as a gray Jedi, because you can't really be a gray Jedi because Jedi means all good and Sith is all bad, so kind of just like a gray Force user. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that debate on whether or not gray Jedi really exists or not. I like to call her a gray Jedi. That's kind of what we'll go with for now. But yeah, I think that she's going to teach Baby Yoda more of a neutral, from a neutral perspective of the Force, like not all good, not all bad, but to balance it, which is where I think in all of this, where I think really the Force should really be, and kind of how I wanted them to deal with things in episode 9 or whatever, was balance. Not all good, not all bad, but just balance, and I think that that's kind of, you know, the whole philosophy, I guess, behind the Force. But I don't know, getting too deep with that. So yeah, what do you guys think, I guess you could say, is the sort of direction that we're taking after this episode? So obviously Mando and Baby Yoda set off for their adventure to go find Ahsoka. Like I said, this next episode is directed by Carl Weathers, and then the episode after will be written and directed by Dave Filoni. So I don't think we will see Ahsoka until either the end of the next episode or the beginning of episode 5.
Yeah, I will completely agree with that. I also want to say that I feel almost as if the show might go in this interesting direction where after this they might possibly take down, I don't know if they might take down Moff Gideon this season, or that might be the whole point of next season is to take down Moff Gideon. And I'm thinking about this. What if Mando goes to Mandalore and helps rebuild Mandalore, you know, with Bo-Katan, and he can have almost like his own little group there. He can bring a new kind of form of the Children of the Watch, you know, but something that's more progressive than the previous Children of the Watch.
Yeah, basically just for foundlings and stuff.
Yeah,
like Baby Yoda.
Because he is one of the only foundlings that are. I mean, I think that he's a pretty baller, and I think he's like one of the only foundlings, really, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I guess then you could technically almost consider
be a foundling and be a not bounty hunter, but be a Mandalorian. You know,
couldn't you almost
and
consider
Baby Yoda
Boba
could be
Fett?
His new foundling?
Couldn't you almost consider Boba Fett a foundling?
He could be. That's the other thing, is he might also go there and help train.
Yeah, and then what is Boba Fett's role in all this?
Yeah, that's the other thing. What is Boba Fett's role?
Also, what if Rex meets Boba Fett?
What? No, but I was saying this to you earlier. What if Boba tries to say, "Oh, I'm Captain Rex," because he hears like something about Captain Rex?
I don't know.
I'm Captain Rex. I'm your buddy. I'm Captain Rex. Yeah, that's totally me.
I don't think he knows about Rex.
No, but I mean, he might come up and then he's like, "Hey, I'm," and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Captain Rex." He's like, yeah,
yeah.
He's like, Mandalorian title just pops up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if Boba comes back, that won't be until like the last couple of episodes. I don't think, especially with the lack of Moff Gideon up until this point, I highly doubt that he will be dealt with at the end of this season. Possibly we could have.
I think they might have a voice crack. I think they might have like a confrontation with him once again. Yeah. But it sounds like he has like a whole fleet.
Oh yeah. So I think
the question is, if they're gonna take this guy down, they either have to A, get a big old team of Mandos to do it, or B, they're gonna have to get the help of the New Republic. And if you go back to like season 1, when he was talking about like getting help with from the New Republic, he was saying like it's basically like a joke, you know. And of course, it's troubling times for them. So I mean, either A, it's because, you know, the New Republic doesn't do jack, or it's because, you know, the New Republic won't help them out because they're the Outer Rim and they're just a bunch of criminals, basically.
Yeah, that's
So it's a very complicated situation that they might be in. Mando might basically be forced to help them.
Yeah.
Or Baby Yoda might get captured by him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm really, really enjoying these episodes. I've watched every episode so far twice before we've streamed and stuff like that. So I'm very invested, but I just have no clue where the heck this season is leading us to. You know? Like, that's my only question, is like, I don't know where this is going. So I don't know. What do you think, Crusader? Where do you think this is all leading us?
Leading us with the Mandalorian. Oh, I don't really know. Like, there's a lot of like theories or many like paths that it may go. Like, who knows? Like, maybe at the end of season 2, like they're gonna do the battle with Moff Gideon. Like, they actually like face to face. Or, you know, or we're just gonna like see how Baby Yoda's gonna be doing. Like, is he gonna like learn the way of the Jedi, or he's not gonna do it because he's just a a baby. Well, he's not really a baby. He's like 50 years old.
50-year-old baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
baby.
it's either he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna learn the way to the Jedi, or he's gonna stick with Mando.
Yeah.
You know what Baby Yoda kind of reminds me of is there's this one episode of Batman the Animated Series where what's it called? There's this villain, and it's this like girl on TV who is kind of creepy. She used to just like play kids, and she still does, like, to the day, like to like the time of the show, like, well, yeah, whatever the episode of the show was. Anyway, she's actually like 50 or something, like not like 50. She's like 30 or 40 or something, but she has like this disorder that makes her still like look and be the same height and everything of a child, like still have like the same voice and everything of like a child. I don't know why. I always think of like Baby Yoda as like faking being a child sometimes.
I feel like
it was a really whack episode. I don't
Whack.
Batman the Animated Series got weird.
Yeah, and so did Batman Beyond. I love those shows.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, but Baby Yoda's definitely been talking a lot more, or he's been making a lot more sounds.
Noises. I think that also there's a lot more time with Baby Yoda. Like, I feel like Baby Yoda is... Oh, speaking of Baby Yoda, my favorite scene is when Baby Yoda had like the little soup, and then like the octopus thing came out of it, and then Mando was like, "Stop playing with your food," and then cut it.
Yeah, I know, and like when they first got there, Baby Yoda looks at him. He's like, "I know you're hungry."
Also, like, if these things are like made out of like octopus or whatever, like, aren't like some of the people's like, aren't there like tentacles, like kind of like octopus tentacles?
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be like cannibalism?
Yeah, and then like
I don't know,
wasn't like Sasha Banks like when she ate like her soup and she like slurp up like a octopus tentacle, and I was like,
I don't know, bro.
Isn't that like kind of like cannibalism? I don't even know. There's like so many different creatures.
I don't know. It's so weird. Yeah, and then
I mean that port is mostly like you know, like fish people. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
I know. It's like
fish.
fish. Yeah, it's fish people, but
like,
they're eating
Admiral
other
Akbar
fish
kind of guy.
Yeah, it's fish also, people that are eating real fish. So like, that's got to be cannibalism, right?
Yeah, just even a little bit. Also, I love the scene where they're like sitting on top of the Razor Crest.
Oh yeah, that was
just
great.
Like them chilling there.
Yeah,
Was
they
so
were just
cool,
like,
seeing, like 4 Mandalorians. But anyway,
and
then they made a joke like Sasha Banks and like Axe, whatever his name is, character. It's like those stormtroopers couldn't even hit the side of a bantha.
Oh yeah, the guy who's like,
and then when Boba, then when Din was running down the hallway, everybody just started shooting him. Like, what? Where's that bad aim now?
And just then, from the ashes, Noble 6.
Yeah.
You know, the scene with Din when they were in the ship, and then with that with that Imperial captain, not the main guy,
the other guy,
the cargo hold
that gets sucked out the cargo hold.
He was so dumb. He's like, all right, we got them in the cargo hold control center, and then Imperial captain was like, what? And then
what?
He's like in the cargo, and then
and they just get sucked out, and then he's like, these guys are so dumb.
It was hilarious.
It was great. It was a great episode.
It was overall just an amazing episode.
Basically what I was thinking of, with the ship hijack or like the capture, with Bo-Katan and Mando, is like, I'm pretty sure Bo-Katan was trying to at least try to capture one of the high-ranking officers there.
Oh yeah. She was trying to capture that
just
guy.
More in the line of where Moff Gideon is and the Darksaber, because she needs the Darksaber to lead or take the throne or the heir of the throne over at Mandalore.
Yeah. She needs the Darksaber to symbolically rule over the people of Mandalore.
You know what that
she needs to find.
That reminds me of in the Legends. I keep on bringing up Legends, but in the Legends, to be the ruler of Mandalore, it was whoever wielded the Darksaber, or the helm of Mandalore. You know, of Mandalore the First, Mandalore the Great. That's how you would, at that point be the ruler of Mandalore. But they kind of took that and brought that into Darksaber, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I do too. So, like, technically, does that mean that Moff Gideon is the ruler of Mandalore now?
Low key, but I mean, I don't think there's any like Mandalorians on Mandalore right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
but then
I feel like the Mandalorians overall, like, because back then in the Clone Wars, where there was a lot of them, and then now they're more like outskirts. So there's like a bunch of like factions of Mandalore. I think, pretty sure.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot.
that are like
but
very small numbers, but they're still there. But it's
also
not.
you have to think
big.
there was a group of Mandalorians that were a part of the Empire for a while.
Yeah.
So there's also that, and then also we don't know how many deaths of Mandalorians there were during the Purge.
Yeah, that's
There was
true.
probably a lot.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
probably
a
wiped
lot.
most
I'm
of them
assuming a lot.
out. Yeah. So, like, also, now we get back to the whole, is Moff Gideon a Mandalorian? Like, does he have some sort of right to the Darksaber? And is Bo-Katan...
Oh wait, think
Like-
about this. What if Moff Gideon was one of the Mandalorians that were working with the Empire?
Possibly. Like,
Hmm.
what if they were,
that
like...
could be a good theory.
Yeah, like, what if they both have
Interesting.
some sort of right to the Darksaber? Like, I mean, obviously, Bo-Katan has the right to the Darksaber and to rule over Mandalore because she is, I guess, if using the title, the Heiress, or whatever
The
that
heiress?
means. Heiress.
Heiress.
I don't even know. Whatever.
I
The
thought
next...
I thought it was Eris. Am I wrong?
no, I think...
Heiress? I don't know.
Heiress? I don't
But
even know.
my thing
Wait.
with
I don't
Moff
know.
Gideon
We don't know
is, like,
words.
is like, you know, like how he has a Darksaber. I'm pretty sure because before I don't know what his rank is in the Empire. Well,
Moff.
Well, I mean, he's a Moff, which means
Yeah.
that a Moff is somebody that controls
I mean,
section like
well,
a
that's
planet.
his
basically.
name, right? Moff Gideon. Like,
But yeah, I
that's-
mean, it's because there's Moffs and there's Grand Moffs.
Yeah, like
there's-
like Grand Moff
'Cause there's
Tarkin.
8
Oh,
sectors.
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
the Empire was broken up into 8
So-
sectors. A Grand Moff controlled the whole sector, while just a
Oh.
Moff controlled just one area.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he's one
So
step
basically-
down from
basically
Tarkin.
what I was researching. Well, not researching, but I was looking up on Moff Gideon,
Mhm.
and he participated in the Great Purge,
Right.
and he was an Imperial officer. So
Mhm.
it's either he was a Mandalorian and got the Darksaber, or 2, he killed a Mandalorian who wielded the Darksaber and just took the Darksaber as more of a war souvenir or something.
Yeah, well, I
Right.
mean, he wouldn't have killed them because at that time, Bo-Katan was in control of the Darksaber, so he just
Right.
somehow got it from her.
Or just yoinked it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what happened there because, like, obviously
Pulled the Sabine.
we were all super worried that, like, you know, Moff Gideon would have killed Bo-Katan and she would have only been here in like flashbacks or whatever. So it's good that she, you know, is alive and stuff. But how did Moff Gideon get the Darksaber from her, and how did she kind of walk away from it seemingly unscathed? You know, like, other than just
Yeah.
like, oh, I need the Darksaber back. So
well, hopefully in the next episode or the next episode, there will be probably like an insider or a flashback on how the Darksaber.
yeah, that'd be
got
cool. And then there's also rumors of this whole thing with like all these Disney Plus shows. Like, you know, we have the rumored Boba Fett show, we have the rumored Ahsoka show. There's also a rumored Bo-Katan spinoff possibly as well. So like, there's so many things that could possibly happen, so many different branches from what we've had set up for us on on the Mandalorian. So like, we could possibly get flashbacks in other series. We could get continuations of things that we don't get fully wrapped up here. So I don't know. There's a lot of potential here. But we've been talking about Mandalorian for almost an hour at this point, so I think we should probably wrap it up. We've talked about a 35-minute episode for 55 minutes.
50 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like after they got the ship and all that, and then they already got the ship and all that. Bo-Katan got all the stuff. So and then Mando was like, "All right, so." I guess he was like, yeah, I did your thing. Tell me where the Jedi is, and then blah blah blah. And then she was like, yeah, Ahsoka Tano, Corvus, just tell her my name, and then I sent you I don't know, he's sent there and all that. So picked up Baby Yoda from the Frog People, while Baby Yoda was memorizing with the baby tadpole.
Yeah, the little tadpole.
Oh, that was so
And
cute
then-
though.
I
so
know.
it
I'm
was.
pretty sure if Mando wasn't there, he would probably eat it.
I would
Oh,
now
yeah.
like a little baby tadpole in a bowl,
Oh my
just
gosh.
as a pet, just like sit
And then-
on my desk.
Basically, Mando went in there and was like, "Yeah, thanks for watching my kid." Picked up Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda was whining about it. and then and then went back to his ship, and his ship looked like a piece of garbage. Now,
Mon calamari.
and the guy was like, "Yeah, this is the best I could do." He's like, "Well, I paid you to fix my ship." I say, "Well, there was not really much to fix, but it still ran and all that."
And then Versio was doing her nose puppetry.
And then that one. So when they're in the cockpit and all that, then
yeah,
the little octopus. Remember the octopus?
Yup, and then Mando just like snatches it, and then we cut to the next shot, and then Baby Yoda's just like slurping it.
Like,
so Baby Yoda got his food.
Yeah,
I
know Baby Yoda was hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One last thing though before we move on, going back to that last scene between Mando and Bo-Katan, I like how there at the end she was like, you know, thanks for helping, you got a spot here if you want it, and was like, you know, go find Ahsoka, tell her Bo-Katan sent you, this is the way. Like kind of like she was like,
said it in a nice way though.
Right, she said it in a way. No, she was like, what we just did here, this is the way, not what you were doing earlier, not, you know, this strict cult or whatever that you belong to. No, what I showed you here today, this is the way. And I thought that was great, you know, is to kind of show a different perspective for Mando and to give him something to think about and something to reflect on. And I think we'll see a lot more progression from Din going forward, and him kind of progressing more towards being that kind of Mandalorian rather than that kind of Mandalorian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But I mean, it's a process that's going to take a lot of time. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what they're going to be doing with the show. I really cannot wait to see more of what they're going to be doing. Of course, we already know Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, every other director, producer, whoever is on the show. They know what they're doing. They've had this planned out for a while. And I mean, I think that's going to be great. I think it's going to be another show that's going to go down in, you know, Star Wars history as a very, very great show.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this episode was directed super well as well.
Yeah, by Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yep. Yeah. And she did the which episode? Episode 4 last season, which was another one of my favorite. Yeah, which was another one of my favorites. So yeah, great episode. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yes, most definitely would recommend.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Don't be too disappointed when we don't see Ahsoka next week. But episode 5, that is what I'm banking on, for sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That is what I'm banking on to see Ahsoka and possibly Sabine and Rex pop up. But if you guys don't have anything else to add for Mando, I think we can take the time to transition over to Black Ops Cold War and talk a little bit about
we have a story to
and
tell.
Talk a little bit about zombies and maybe a little bit about campaign as well. Maybe try not to get too spoilery because campaigns take people.
Do you want to start off with the campaign first?
Let's start. Let's jump through campaign real quick.
I think I was the first to finish the campaign.
I was the second.
Yeah, and I finished it last night.
I really liked the campaign. I played it the day that it came out, because we were playing zombies the night that it came out, right before Mando.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh god, yeah, that was crazy.
But I would say that the campaign is very good. If you like the Black Ops style of campaigns, it's pretty similar to a lot of the other Black Ops games. I will say there are some parts that are almost copy and paste from other games, but there's no problem with that, of course, because they're doing it new. The game looks good. There's a lot of choices. There's a lot of stuff that can go on. I think that's really I think it's overall just a great experience. It's kind of trippy, kind of cool. And it will really I don't know, it'll bring you back to those good old Black Ops days.
Yeah. Like when I was playing it, it gave me a lot of nostalgic childhood vibes from Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Not really about Black Ops 3, but Black Ops 1 and 2. But yeah, it gave me a lot of good vibes. It was very action-packed. And there were some missions that I can recall from prior Black Ops missions that took place like that. I forgot what the name of the mission was, but it was the one where they were getting that little box, whatever. Yeah, that was a mission in Black Ops 1. But overall, I was pretty good. I wish there was more missions with Mason and Woods.
Yeah.
Because it was basically just the spoiler alert, the main protagonist Bell, or the guy that got shot but somehow survived from that one dude from the first mission who got brainwashed by the CIA to thinking he was the good guy, but he was actually a Russian KGB.
Dang, serious spoilers.
Yeah, you just went and spoiled the entire.
You're gonna say little spoilers. That's
that was like major spoilers. That was like major spoilers, bro.
That's like the whole game, bro.
But basically, I wish there was more. Honestly, the campaign was good, but I wish there was more in depth with Mason and Woods.
I understand why they
there's
didn't do
two
much
OG
Mason and Woods, though. I understand that though, because they aren't trying to do too much Mason and Woods because their story is basically already done with.
True.
They don't want to continue with that because they don't want to mess up the story that they had in Black Ops 1 and 2.
Right,
yeah. Oh, and another thing, I wish they used the same voice actors.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my biggest issue.
Woods isn't that? I think he's pretty good. But the guy that voices Mason, I'm sorry, but no.
Yeah, I mean, I think they all
and then
did
Hudson's voice actor is okay.
They all did their best. I think if you're not like big into the older games like we are, you probably won't notice.
Yeah.
Like
I wonder
like this is
why they didn't choose the old voice
it's the
actors.
same thing that they did with Modern
new.
Warfare. It's the same thing with Modern Warfare. It's like it's different voice actors. Like I didn't have, so we talked about this. I didn't have as big of an issue with the change in voice actors for Modern Warfare. Like I like the new Price, I like the new Ghost and all them, because I don't have as big of a connection to the Modern Warfare games. Like I played them, but I didn't love them as much as the old Black Ops games. But the old Black Ops games were my favorites. I noticed the change in the Woods voice almost immediately. And when you know it's there, you know it's there. Like it just kind of sounds like a guy doing his best Woods impression, and it's like it's on the verge of being there, but you can tell that it's an impression, which is kind of unfortunate. It doesn't like take me out of the game quite as much, but I guess it kind of makes Woods almost seem like a caricature of himself. Like he's just kind of cracking one-liners all the time and just being the most extreme version of Woods, if that makes any sense. So like, I don't hate this version of Woods. I don't hate this version of Mason or anything like that, because I thought, you know, I really enjoyed this campaign. It was one of my favorites in a while. But yeah, it just the change in voice actors just isn't it for me, but I'll get past it, you know. Yeah, like overall though, I thought the story was great. I loved all of the choices. I loved being able to, like, you know, select your own character, give them attributes based on their like their mission profile or whatever like that. I also loved how, you know, there's a heavy emphasis on like picking up intel, doing side missions, you know, cracking codes on your own, and like, you know,
I thought that stuff was pretty
that
cool,
was really cool. And like,
because I mean, it made me feel like I was actually part of something bigger,
exactly.
You know? It
and
made
like,
me feel like, okay,
you,
I actually did this, you know, and I didn't just do a mission.
Yeah,
you know?
And like once you figure out how to like crack the code, it's like you feel kind of smart. You're like, oh, I did it. And it's like it's different for everybody. So like even if you go look up how you're supposed to solve it, you got to solve it on your own. Which is really, really cool.
The only thing I will say is the hardest part of the game and the most annoying part. And we were playing on. I know that Tazz and I were playing on realism.
Yeah, realism, which isn't that hard. Like
no, it's really not. But
I
the one
like,
place I will say that's super hard is for me on rails parts were kind of hard. But the hardest one was there's this one at the end of the game.
Oh yeah,
with a grenade launcher, and is the worst thing in the world. Yeah,
it's stupid. Like you just get
horrible.
You just get wrecked. You gotta just like spam that fire button and know where everybody is.
But also you have to know where where everybody is before you even do it. Like I had to do it at least like 10.
Oh my god,
10,
yeah, it was a mess.
Times.
It's so weird. Like sometimes the enemies would just be like, they didn't know what they were doing. They wouldn't aim properly. They'd be running away from me, and I'd be like, I'd have to keep checking. Like, are you sure this is on realism? But then other times they were like optic scump, just like 360 no scoping me through walls, and I was like, hello, what happened?
Yeah. Also, I'm kind of happy that there's not much grenade spam as there usually is.
Oh yeah, that was a good
This
good
RPG and grenade
pace.
spam is just so nasty.
Yeah.
I hate that.
But I loved the story. I loved the choices that you got, and I thought it was a great progression for Call of Duty campaigns. Like, there's also a lot of downtime, and some of the best missions came when you weren't just in firefights. You know?
Yeah, I feel like it was a lot more of a story-driven story.
And there was also some really good stealth segments that I really loved. Like, it honestly might have better stealth.
Stealth is pretty forgiving, though.
Yeah, stealth is super forgiving, but it has more of a stealth focus than in like that 8-hour campaign. There was more of a stealth focus than in all of Assassin's Creed Valhalla that I've played so far, and I played like 12 hours of it. Like there were more stealth missions in Call of Duty than Assassin's Creed this year, which is weird.
Yeah,
I think
mean,
super weird.
With Cold War, it was during the time with with the Soviet Union, the USSR, and then the KGB and the CIA, M16, all that, where there was a lot of tension with the United States and the Soviet Union. So there was a lot of like covert operations where CIA works with like these other groups to like, I don't know, how like figure out what the Russians are doing.
I loved that like spy noir feel to the game, and then also there was really good like licensed music choices.
Also, there's one really good mission in there that's like a super spy mission.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
is it that one in Berlin, right?
Yeah.
Well, no,
I'm
talking about the one in Russia.
Oh, the one where you're in the Russia.
Yeah, that was spy
awesome.
mission.
Oh,
was awesome.
yeah.
Also, I like how there's so many choices. I was already saying this earlier.
Yeah.
There's so many choices.
There's so many choices about how you want to do things.
I would give an example, but I don't want to give it away.
Like for
but
me, I killed all the Russians. Stealthily, silent.
I wouldn't kill anybody. I try to keep it real.
I killed like at
low.
least 5 of them because I got a challenge completed for that as like kill and hide 5 bodies or whatever, and it felt like Among Us. It was like hide the bot. It was like,
no, but I mean, here's the thing though. It was actually low key super easy.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Like
at least for me,
I could sit there and
the only issue with you is that you didn't. Well, I won't say it, but also the last piece of intel for like that one mission was so.
Oh my god, yeah, the intel was ridiculous.
If anybody knows what we're talking about, then you know.
Yeah,
but if you don't know, you don't know. But that one piece of intel was nasty to find. Because the thing is, you had to do that specific objective, and if you didn't do that specific objective, you wouldn't have found it.
Yeah. So here, my biggest issue, I guess you could say, with this game, or with the campaign, was how short it was. It felt shorter than Modern Warfare, even.
It had like 9 missions,
and that's like two of them were side missions.
Yeah, and the side missions were like 5 minutes.
Very basic. Like I think the best part of the side mission was cracking the code to get to play the side mission, and then the side mission
harder than doing the actual side mission.
It took longer because you had to. It took right. It wasn't even that hard, but it took longer because you had to find the intel and actually go through and crack the code, which I think was my favorite part of the whole game. Honestly,
but I think that's mainly for people that like if you didn't find the intel and you have to go back and do the missions again.
Yeah, possibly.
I get that, but also the other thing is I'm kind of mad that with these with like the not exactly the objectives but like the challenges that you can do, I'm surprised you didn't get like any XP or like calling cards.
There's some calling card unlocks.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, there are a few ones that I unlocked.
It's the way Call of Duty, like their interface with Cold War, like
yeah, it's so
where
weird.
It's like so hidden.
It's very
you have
hidden.
To, like, explore and find it.
Yeah, it's so weird. I also had like a few crashes for the campaign. Yeah, the game's not.
But I had crashes in zombies.
Game's not super well optimized yet. I really hope it doesn't go down the route of Modern Warfare, where it just got worse and worse with every update. But like
115 gigabyte update.
Like literally, with every update, my FPS would go down like 5 to 10.
Warzone is going to be separate from like
which is
else.
Good, which it needs to be. I don't know why they tried to make it all one big game. Because it was so separate. It's like
I think that it's going to be better though. We'll have to see. We have to wait till December when everything gets integrated.
Yeah, we'll see on that.
But actually, moving over into zombies.
Yeah, let's move into zombies.
My favorite.
Oh, dude,
zombies is amazing.
So good. It's so good. I'm gonna make.
We did the Easter egg last
night.
This morning.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Sleep schedule is.
It took us like 2 hours to do.
2 hours.
I didn't even realize that it took us 2 hours. But it was a bunch of us doing a whole bunch of nothing, being jokey, doing glitch spots for just stupid reasons. We weren't even trying to get points. We were just doing it just for fun.
Oh yeah, we were messing around half the time. Like we could have done it in probably like an hour if we were really like trying to be efficient.
I think that the Easter egg is glitched because of like Olaf or whatever his name is. When he's getting attacked and he just does nothing, he just doesn't take damage, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's like the boss fight is like protecting a dude, and he's taking no damage. So I'm just like, you're just kind of training around, and it's just like,
both
okay.
Tazz and I, when we got dropped, we lost our secondary. I think that it has to deal with the fact that they are like pistols, and they use them when you're downed.
Yeah.
Because the weird thing is, when I went downed again, I had it.
Yeah, exactly. Same. Yeah, is I had the ray gun and I lost it, and it's not like losing your mule kick weapon. Like it was my secondary, and I went down, and I had the ray gun when I was down, and then I lost it when I got back up, and it was just my fists, and I couldn't pick up a second weapon. But every time I went back down, the ray gun would pop back up. So it's like,
so weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like there were so many technical issues, so many glitches. We were messing around so much. It's a wonder that we actually got through it first try, and somehow I was recording. So look out for that gameplay in my full-on zombies kind of first impressions video that I'm planning on doing this week coming up. I've got the script written out for that, so I should be working on that probably tomorrow, and it should be up some point this week, hopefully. But yeah, overall, the zombies mode is great. Like, it's kind of a return to form for Treyarch, but it's also kind of an amalgam of all these different types of modes, from like Extinction and World War II zombies and classic Treyarch zombies. It feels good. It's satisfying to kill zombies again, which is just
vibes.
All you can ask for.
The vibe. It did just also bring back nostalgic stuff, like memories from World at War, Black Ops 2. But overall, I mean, the zombies, it's pretty good. I like the little health bar they have on the zombies in the Megaton.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna like. I didn't think I was gonna like that, but
better.
I like it now. I didn't think I was going to, but I do.
Like I can all right, okay, so I just need that much to kill it.
Right. But honestly, you can see how much damage your guns are doing as well, which is very important.
I wish those plague hounds were just regular hellhounds, because I hate.
Oh my god! Hounds. It is like a Nova. It is a Nova 6 crawler,
and also the hellhounds, and they threw them together and said, "Enjoy." No, I won't enjoy. But I mean, I like them, but it's only because they're whack. That's the only reason.
They're whack, exactly. Because like you run, right? You're running, and they just have this reach, and they just hit you.
Oh yeah, no, like, and they also sometimes there's just some serious pop in. Like they just appear sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like,
exactly.
Like you're just like turning a corner, and then it's just like boom, plague hound, and then it just wrecks you. And
like
then
when we're doing the Easter egg, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
So basically, Tazz got the little ball thing that we need to put in this canister down in the. If you haven't played Zombie yet, it's like there's a room.
Yeah,
like all this medical equipment.
Clinic room. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all these plague hounds just popped like all around.
Like, I was just booking it. I was just booking it, man.
Gun ho and all that. It's like, oh my gosh. But I hate those plague hounds. Like when we're doing the Easter egg, those things just spawn like it's like nothing.
Also the Megaton, aka Megatron, aka Big Chungus.
Chungus. And then the split Chungus.
Oh my god, and Mini Chungus.
Big and Mini Chungus.
Big Chungus, Mini Chungus. What's like, when there's one of them, sure, I could deal with it. It's like, he's a little bit, like, I don't know, is he tougher than Panzer? Papa Panzer?
Oh, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And more of them spawn. Like, there's like...
At least with the Panzer, there's a spot where you can, hit him and it does
right. And if you like stay,
but, like,
and if
when
you stay
shoot him in the head,
too.
My other issues, I wouldn't have a problem with a Megaton if they didn't split. But when they split, I'm like,
god,
bruh,
when they split,
are you serious?
Sometimes
especially
the mini
in the final
Megaton
boss room when there was like
sometimes the mini
those,
ones
like, little, like,
are more annoying than the big ones.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's so many of them, and I feel like they have like the same amount of health as the big ones.
It's
except
ridiculous.
There's 2 of them now.
Yeah, exactly.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Plus, one Megaton is good just for good sakes. But if there's more than 2 or 3, then that's a huge problem because we have to deal with those 3 with all these zombies and a little bit of plague hounds while they're chucking stuff at you.
Oh yeah, it's
also
ridiculous.
I don't know if I like the fact that the zombies can now chuck stuff at you.
Oh yeah, they can chuck body parts
because sometimes
at you.
they do it just randomly.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not like in like a glitch spot or whatever.
Oh.
Like this one time I was just like running around in solos and they just like started chucking stuff at me. I'm like, dude, come and hit me like a man. Come on, let's go. I'm ready. I pull out my knife.
Zombie bosses I could definitely take in a fight, part 1.
I like how also the knife fully
Megaton.
upgraded can just like 3-hit a Megaton.
Oh yeah, no, the knife
great.
is the best starting weapon. If you guys are not using the knife as your starting weapon, you unlock it at like level 13 or something. It is a 1-hit on zombies up until round 10. Like, get the knife as your starter, and then pick up the Galileo, whatever it is, the S12 or the Spats 12, whatever. Pick up the Spats from the plane wreckage when you walk by it as your bullet gun to do the little coffin dance Easter egg to get your free jug and stuff like that. But use that knife. You get 115 points every knife kill, and it's a 1-hit up to round 10. Like the only thing that you need
Pack-a-punch it. It will also go up to like level 20.
Yeah, and like the only thing that you need a bullet gun for is probably the Megaton. So I mean, it's surprisingly good. Also, the ray gun is overpowered again, which is great. The die shockwave is actually really good if you get the right upgrades. And I think overall this map is great. Like, I think it's the perfect size. You can loop it really easily. The Easter egg is not that hard. If us 3 could do it, anybody could do it.
Exactly.
We were just
like
messing around. We were just messing around doing nothing.
And get to the helicopter, then anybody could.
Oh yeah, and the extraction is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I love extraction as well.
Cool
I think that's a smart little thing to do.
Yeah. So
overall, I think it's great.
Yeah, overall
cutscenes on
great.
Good.
Great zombies. I think it's the best Treyarch zombies since BO3 for sure. BO4 missed the mark. The only thing that will make this better will be number 1, more maps eventually.
Yeah.
Number 2, there's a possible rumor of custom zombies.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes,
if they bring custom zombies to this game, I will play it forever.
One thing honestly, I wonder how that's gonna work if the rumors are true of custom. Like,
yeah,
I wonder how that would work.
Right, because
custom
in BO3 it worked because of the Steam Workshop.
Custom perks. Think about custom perks. That'd be pretty cool.
Banana colada.
But one thing I will say though is, I think that now what I'm really hoping for in a later DLC is if they drop a map that is just a survival map. One thing that I do enjoy the map, but one thing I will say is that playing it more and more and more is that like I have to just do like the same thing every single time, which is I have to get the die, I have to do this and that. I have to do certain preparations.
That's with any zombies map. It's just like, you play Mob of the Dead, you got to build the plane and go to the bridge to pack a punch.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to feed the dog. You got to feed the dog heads to get the retriever and stuff. It's kind of the same thing. Stuff. It's honestly the same thing.
I will say that one thing I do enjoy is also just maps that are just survival maps, like how Nuketown was in Black Ops 2. It's just a survival
I think
map.
that's what Zombies Onslaught is. That is exclusive to PS or to PlayStation.
Yeah. Stupid. I have not played it.
I haven't played it either. I don't care. I'd rather play on PC, even with all my crashes. So sue me.
Yeah.
But
we'll have to see. But I'm just hoping for just a map that you can just hop into. You don't really have to worry about anything. You just have to hit the box. Go ahead.
Are also
pack a punch,
more
whatever.
There are more modes coming as well, so that could possibly bring just like a traditional survival thing. Like, I think it would also be cool if we have like sections of the map, like if they block things off and it's just Noct. Like, because Noct is in the game.
Yeah.
Like, why not allow us to have like the slightly expanded version of Noct? I think that would be a cool little survival map. Just see how long we could go. It'd be kind of like what was that, like Groston House on
that was great. I love Gross Mouse.
On World War II. This actually has a lot of World War II zombies vibes, to be honest.
But it's actually it's way better than World War II zombies. I would say.
Crusader, you jamming out?
So moving on to the multiplayer, I haven't really played much of the multiplayer.
Dude, knife is meta. Knife and smoke grenades are meta.
I just don't really like it though, and I think it's also, I think that people were blaming a lot of what's it called, of Modern Warfare on the same thing. Is they were like, oh, all people do is just camp and this and that.
Oh yeah, it's
just
a lot.
Like it's less of the game and it's more of the people. Like I feel like now more than anything, people just don't play the games. I mean, too well.
The players I've gone against, it's a lot better than it was in Modern Warfare. It's a lot better than the beta. But basically, if you played the Cold War beta, you've played the full game. Like nothing has changed other than the fact that some of the gun sounds and the animations and the textures are a little bit more updated, a little bit more polished. You can now do finishing moves. You can now weapon inspect in both multiplayer and zombies, so that is great. So you can like show off your camos and everything. You can go for dark matter in both zombies and in multiplayer. 2 completely separate sets of challenges for each weapon, so there's 2 different rounds of camo unlocks that you can go through with every weapon. So while I think there's only like 29 base guns, like that basically doubles that because it allows you to go do challenges in both modes, which is really good. And your overall global player rank is linked between both of them, and it'll eventually go into Warzone as well, so that's great. Prestige is back, so
I think that overall it's a good game. We're really also gonna have to see where it goes in the future. It sounds like what they're going to be doing is they took a lot of stuff out, and basically all they're going to do is just give it to us later on.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Sucks, but
yeah, like Nuketown could have been in there at launch. A lot of the stuff could have been in there at
launch. A lot of the kill streaks could have been, score streaks, I guess, could have been there at launch. A lot of everything could have been there at launch.
But hey, we need DLC.
Yeah. So that's kind of dumb. But, it is what it is. Hopefully they do it well.
Is the DLCs... I heard that the DLCs for Cold War is going to be free for everybody.
Yeah, but I mean, still,
it's
just
same
like,
thing
if
as
they're
Modern
ready
Warfare,
to go, then why hold them back?
Right, like Nuketown's not coming out
and
until
make us wait
December,
around till
I don't think.
Till we can just play them.
Yeah,
I guess. I mean,
they're staggering content for the sake of it.
Yeah, but it would be cool if they made a remake of Nuketown on Cold War, like a remake.
They are. Yeah, they're going.
We can see it. You can see it already. It's online.
It's Nuketown.
There, but...
Yeah, Nuketown. it's already in the game file. So if we do some hacking, we could probably get into it.
The game for Cold War.
Nuketown, bro.
Yeah, but man, I don't know. Cold War's, it's weird. It's kind of love-hate for me. Like, I love the zombies. I love the campaign. But I just feel like Treyarch is being lazy with the multiplayer. There's only 8 6v6 maps. 2 of them are just shrunken down versions of Ground War maps. And then 4 of the maps we already played in the beta. So like there's only 2 new maps technically.
It's very sad. I mean, also you can see it with the guns and everything.
It's very lackluster.
There's like nothing in the game.
It's very lackluster for multiplayer. Like, I'm literally going into multiplayer because I rank up a little bit faster, I feel like, in multiplayer than in zombies. I'm going in there knife only to have fun. Like, all the bullet guns, in my opinion, are just boring.
Yeah.
Like, I'm only having fun going around knifing people. Like, I think there's a problem there.
Yeah. It's kind of sad, but I mean, here's the thing.
I don't know. At least zombies is there, and that's what's kind of keeping my attention, and that I think is what is going to keep my attention.
That's the only reason I'm going to continue to play.
But like
zombies. It's only a campaign in zombies for me.
Yeah, same. So if you haven't bought the game yet and you're thinking about getting it, if you're going to play a lot of zombies, get it. If you were getting it for multiplayer, wait for a sale. If you want to play the campaign, get it. Maybe wait for a sale as well. Yeah, maybe wait for a sale as well if you're just getting it for campaign, because it is kind of short. There's not too much to do in there.
But honestly, like the multiplayer, it just feels like Modern Warfare. They just changed a bit of the interface and all that. And
it's just Modern Warfare with a Cold War skin.
It's just Modern Warfare with just different stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But
so moving into the last section here.
Yeah.
So I mean that's all you.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all
okay,
you.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. You want me? You're onto my stuff. All right. So a little bit of DCTV stuff here at the end. I'm kind of being lazy, but I wasn't planning on actually making dedicated videos for this. So I thought I'd just mention it now for those who are interested. So news point number 1 for Black Lightning fans. Supposedly there's going to be a backdoor pilot for a potential spin-off for the character of Painkiller. Haven't, like I've mentioned in videos before, I'm not quite caught up on the series right now. I definitely need to catch up on it. But from what I've seen, Painkiller seems like he could be an interesting character to have like a spin-off for. He's kind of just like, I don't want to say the version of Static Shock for this, because powers are nowhere near the same at all, but like, I feel like that's the closest we'll get. So, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what comes from this, because, you know, going back to the Green Arrow and the Canaries backdoor pilot, we know what came from that. Absolutely nothing at this point. And I saw something, it's been over a year now since we heard rumors of a backdoor pilot. So like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. So Black Lightning backdoor pilot for the character of Painkiller coming this season. Kind of a watch this space, see how that does, and see you know, if people enjoy it. And if people enjoy it, I guess we'll have another DCTV show on our hands. And then final thing, I'm not sure if you are aware of this strike, but some more pictures from the set of The Flash Season 7. Canada Graph's coming in clutch again. It seems like Abracadabra will be back.
Yeah, I saw those, but I mean, it's just like, I mean, we've seen Abracadabra before.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's been on the show since like Season 3 though, and he could give us some like cool feature teases, because he was like, what did he say? He gave us before. Yeah. So
your show will not get canceled.
The Flash will go on to Season 10. I don't know.
You will have more seasons than Green Arrow.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that's cool. I like the actor that plays Abracadabra. Yeah, he's cool. He's gonna be Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad.
Also, speaking of Suicide Squad, Sylvester Stallone is now in Suicide Squad, so we'll have to see.
That's
he's
gonna
another
be a great
actor
movie.
That's in both a Marvel and DC property.
Yeah, James Gunn coming in clutch with bringing in all these actors for this this Suicide Squad movie is gonna be great, I think. And as long as it has like a killer soundtrack like the Guardians movies, like, you know, count me in.
Also, does this mean that the guy that is I forget the guy's name, but the guy that is Polka Dot Man as well as Abracadabra, does that mean that in different times, not different timelines, in different universes, that's who he is? Because of course the Flash already met up with
basically.
Flash,
I guess that
the movie universe. So.
I guess, and then in another alternate timeline, he's just what do you call it? Just like a dude from the Jerome cult.
Yeah.
He was on Gotham as well. Shout out to anybody who watched Gotham, man.
Gotham was legendary. Show.
Gotham was legendary. Gotham was also legendary for my channel. So
yeah.
So if you know, you know. But yeah, great memories with Gotham. We got to tell our Gotham story at some point.
Of course.
But that would take a while. That is a story for another time. Sorry to bait and switch and clickbait tease, but yeah, we'll tell that at some point. It's a good story. It's a great story anyway.
Of course, yeah.
Final thing, I know all three of us big Halo fans. So there is a live action Halo series coming to Showtime, I believe, and that has finally gone back to filming. What do you guys want to see from this Halo show?
Do we know what time period it's going to be taking place in?
I have no clue. All I know is it's got Master Chief and it's got Cortana, and that's about it.
So
I'm thinking pre-Halo 5, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because it's really weird, because when you think about it, from Halos 1 to 3, He only had Cortana for like a few months.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a very quick succession. So I'm not really sure when in the timeline that this show is gonna slot into, unless it's like its own separate thing. You know, like it's its own like
alternate universe.
Yeah, like it's its own like Halo Legends material.
Yeah.
Also, I have to I did actually get the Halo Shadows of Reach book.
Mm-hmm.
I need to read that. It is like 400 pages.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a massive book. I need to read it. But hold me to that. We'll talk about it one day on stream.
Yeah.
It'll be a while before I finish it because I'm currently reading a different book. So once I finish that book, then I'll get on to Halo and then I'll read it. And then we can talk about it because I've heard there's some really good stuff for Infinite, but it doesn't seem like we're in any rush because Halo Infinite still doesn't have a release date. So yeah.
My boy Craig is waiting.
Yeah, Craig is awaiting a release date. And once those...
I know, it's disappointing.
Also, I hear, I don't know how true it is, but supposedly Microsoft employees are also wearing Craig shirts.
Yeah, no, I hope that they sell them, because if they're wearing a Craig shirt, I will buy it. I will buy all of them.
Yes, I will buy all
of
stock.
us will be wearing a Craig shirt on
your
stream.
Entire stock.
Shut up and take my money.
I'm wondering, what, like, with the trailer with Halo Infinite, why do they pick the name Craig? Like, they
I don't know why people chose Craig.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
from.
I don't know where that came from. It's like people were just like, all right, it's Craig the Brute, and like it just kind of picked up. So where did Craig originate from?
I don't, like, where did that meme originate from?
Craig
like,
is
the
not
name?
in Halo Infinite, I'm actually going to be mad.
There better be a Craig meme. There better be a Craig skin in whatever the Halo Battle Royale is.
Oh man, there better be a like if you can like have like teammates or whatever, there better just be like a Craig teammate and he's just like he never dies.
Oh yeah. Like oh no, imagine, dude, what if there's like a Craig skull, right? So like if you activate the skull, all the brutes turn into Craig.
Turn to Craig, yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be
great.
Oh, that'd be the best.
You know, also with I was talking about Halo, you know, for the live action, like Master Chief and Cortana, I'd rather have like a live action with ODSTs only, mostly.
Yeah,
That'd
I mean,
be
I
kinda
feel
cool.
like there's only so much they can do with Master Chief, and I feel like Master Chief is really cool.
Yeah, he's a
but it's just,
badass
like,
dude. Yeah, and he's like the main like figure in the Halo franchise. Like he's Master Chief, on 117 and all that. But I'd rather see like somebody else like coming like for live
I mean, also
action
it's just
or
like how much
whatnot.
can they really do with the character?
But
you know, there's
also
very few points
they-
with him and Cortana that they can do, and it's not like we won't know where the story is going to go. I mean, here's the thing: at least for something like Mandalorian, we don't know who this character is. We don't know who Baby Yoda is, and we really don't know where they're going. You know, and they're also doing new stuff because they're like Ahsoka and Boba Fett and all their stories ended at a point, and they're getting it at a point where they can pick it back up and do whatever they want with it. You know?
Yeah. Plus with Halo, like you know, like Halo 3 ODST, like we never ever had a sequel of Halo 3 ODST.
I would love to see an ODST sequel.
Like honestly, like a sequel from Halo 3 ODST, like where like the crew left off, like where they at, like and all that. That'd be like a good.
Well, I mean, they
game.
do have books.
Yeah,
I mean,
And it's
books,
pretty.
I mean,
It's pretty wild. Like some of the stuff that actually happens in there is actually pretty wild. I don't know.
But
Have you
we
read it?
want to
Have you read it or
game.
heard about it?
No, I
haven't?
never read it.
no,
I'm
Okay,
more.
well,
I'm more
I
of
won't-
a.
I won't
action-packed
spoil it,
person.
but there's some serious stuff. There's some betrayal. There's some serious stuff going on.
that'd be cool.
there.
But like, I would love an ODST too. I know we played ODST on MCC PC recently when that came out, like a month or so ago. Halo 4 is coming out soon. I want to play that for sure. That's coming out like this week.
Maybe we could live stream it.
Yeah, possibly.
Live stream campaign.
But I also am thinking about doing a video, kind of just talking about the Halo 4 campaign, and like, because I know a lot of people hate on it, and I kind of want to do a video because like from what I remember, I really enjoyed Halo 4. So I kind of want to do like
it was just different.
yeah,
you know?
it was different, but I don't hate it as much as a lot of people do. So I kind of want to do like a retrospective in that type of way, and just kind of talk about, you know, obviously there are some things that people don't like, but just kind of highlight a lot of the good in Halo 4 that a lot of people don't always talk about. But yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be fun. I think, you know, we could possibly live stream it if we have time, or I'll just end up making that video on it. I don't know, but I'm excited. I mean, it's weird. It's like there's been such a content drought with Halo Infinite stuff, but I've been really into Halo recently with like Shadows of Reach coming out and all these different or all the Halo games being ported over to MCC on PC. Like that's kind of kept my interest in Halo, even though we still don't have a release date for Infinite. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I just hope it comes out early 2021 and not fall 2021.
Yeah. But I mean, going back to the TV show, I will say this: I hope that they do something cool with it. I hope they do something different. But at this point, I don't really see exactly what they can do. But that's why I'm excited to see what they will do, because I think that if they have it in their hand, like if they have it in the right hands, I mean, it could be something pretty cool. You know, we've had Halo TV shows before, but nothing too crazy.
Like honestly, like if they make it like the Halo live action, just like similar to The Mandalorian, then I think it would be like a hit show.
Oh yeah, for sure. If it's a Halo show with that same budget and that same kind of creative style, it'll be next level for sure.
Like it'd be like the second hit show, like The Mandalorian, if they do that.
I think it's kind of safe to admit though that this show is either going to be a hit or miss.
Exactly. We don't know.
If it's really good, then of course I'm going to want more of it. But the thing is, if it's no bueno, it's no good, then why would I want any more of it? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That might just be me. I mean, of course you don't want a bad show, but
no.
I mean, I'm not hoping that it's bad, but I'm just saying that something
I hope it's really good. They've been hyping it up quite a bit, so I don't know. I'd like to say it would be hard. Yeah, I know. I'd like to say it's hard to do a bad Halo show, but Forward Unto Dawn and Nightfall weren't the greatest.
One thing I will say that I did love the Legends, the Halo Legends.
Yeah, like the animated stuff. That was those were really good. Those were really good. But I don't know. I'm excited. Good times, reminiscing. We could sit here and reminisce forever on this stuff. But,
also with Halo, know, with Halo Reach, I feel like they need to make a sequel of Halo Reach.
I mean, what are they going to do?
Called, here, I got it. It's called Halo Combat Evolved.
June is still alive, but
and
we
then
don't
Noble
know where
6
he is.
walked out of the cave.
And then Noble 6 emerges from the ashes. Yeah, that's how Shadows of Reach starts off, guys. Totally 100%. Go watch go watch Hidden Xperia's video. He said it, so it's got to be true.
We'll have to see though. We'll have to see. I mean, to be honest though, I'm really excited for a lot of the stuff that's going to be dropping. Again, it's more of a we'll have to wait to see. But I mean, I think that's really all I got to say. You know, I'm really excited to see where a lot of these shows and games and movies and TV shows and all that good stuff are going.
Yeah,
especially Mandalorian.
We're living in a good time, guys, for entertainment, for TV shows, for games, for movies, if those ever release again. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for all this stuff. So, you guys have anything else that you would like to mention here at the end? We're coming up on the hour 40 mark.
No, I think I'm all good. I think I've said everything I need to say or wanted to say.
All right, Crusader, anything else to add?
Well, I'm more excited with Mandalorian, as always. But with 2020, with a month and a half before the year ends, hopefully 2021 will be a good year with all these new releases and all these like trailers for new shows and all that I may be stoked out about.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, I think we're in for a treat with next year, hopefully, as far as all this stuff goes. So
21 will be a good year. It will be the good year where everything is smooth. It'll have all the good stuff.
It'll be better. Hopefully. Knock on wood. It'll be, knock on wood. It'll be better. It will be better. But with all of that said, guys, thank you guys so much once again for coming out to another episode of the Legion Lounge Live. If you missed anything, the stream will be available on the channel for playback for you guys to watch at your viewing pleasure. Again, thanks so much for watching. Let us know what you thought about all of this down there in the comments if you're watching this on playback. And yeah, we'll be back next weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. I still got to figure out a definitive day and time for this, but either next Saturday and Sunday, probably 9 p.m. again. Be back here to talk about Mandalorian episode 4 for season 2 and whatever else comes out in the sort of entertainment sphere in this coming week. So yeah, with all of that said, thank you guys again so much for coming out to the stream. It's been Tazz, Strike, and Crusader, and we will see you guys in the next live stream.